on this channel, we only give you updates that concerns Chelsea and Chelsea alone. Alright guys, welcome back to another segment. You know the way we'll do it now. We're always there to give you guys updates that concerns Chelsea and Chelsea alone. Yes, if you are coming across this channel for the first time, do well to like, share, subscribe, follow this page because we only deliberate on Chelsea matters. First of all, I want to start with the match today, talking about Chelsea versus Servette. Servette is a Switzerland side from Switzerland. The club is from Switzerland, and we are going to be playing them today at Stamford Bridge. Already, the Chelsea fan base has already concluded on them, saying that we are going to deal with them. So we are here to deliberate on some issues. We'll talk about the prediction, possible formation, players that should be featured in this kind of games, and what we are expecting from Enzo Maresca. That is what we want to talk about. But looking at these guys now, Servette, their last game they won 7-1. Chelsea last game we lost 2-0. Are they coming to Stamford Bridge to lose, or they are coming to Stamford Bridge to get a draw, or we are too overconfident that we'll beat Servette?
Well, what I would say about that match is simple. Chelsea should not underestimate Servette, you understand? Because for a team to be doing well in their own league, coming there now down to Stamford Bridge, I know, and there's a way clubs are looking at Chelsea now. Yeah. They feel okay because Chelsea is no longer the Chelsea that we all know before. That threat
it's not there.
It's no longer there. So they want to always try and be positive. And confidence is one thing in football.
Yeah.
When you want to play a match, you need to be confident. Your confidence can make you a small team beat a big team.
Exactly.
But when a big team is always posing that threat, it can also reduce the morale of their opponent. You understand?
Exactly.
So for me, I don't think Chelsea should underestimate them. They should take the game as they would take any other game. This is the Europa League playoff, and of course there will be two legs. If I understand very well, there will be two legs, and this is at Stamford Bridge. The first leg is at Stamford Bridge, so Chelsea needs to give us a win. Why I said us, the fan base, we need a very convincing win. Yes, everybody thinks that we'll trash them. We should actually trash them. Our players should go all out and score goals and make us happy. We want to see our players score goals. Now we have a lot of attacking options now. And I believe before the end of the transfer window, one more will come in. Yeah. You understand? So we need our players to be up and doing. We need them to score goals. We want to be happy because as Chelsea fans, it's been long. We saw that smile. You understand? The last game against Manchester City, I know everybody is just taking it a little bit likely, a little bit like let's not film.
You are just being positive.
Let's be positive, you understand? So I just want Chelsea to win this game convincingly well. I want them to play convincingly well and then win the match with a wide goal margin.
Okay. Talking about players, what the kind of players they're expecting to be in this game, knowing fully well that João Felix is not going to be featured in this game. He just came in yesterday.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be featured. So what's the kind of players they're expecting and possible formation?
Then again, I would just like for Chelsea to play their best players, and they shouldn't, like I said before, don't underestimate them. Don't say, okay, because they're a small team, as people will say, let us field in maybe second choice players. So the formation...
The players that travel, I don't think there's nothing like second choice players.
Well,
all of them, they are top players.
My point is, just use your best squad. And so, if you're talking about the formation now, the last formation against Manchester City was actually good. It's just the only mix-up there is the players. They should change some players. And for me, the only person that I see in that squad I have two persons in my list, actually. Maybe Levi Colwill and Enzo Fernandez.
Okay.
It's either you adjust their positions, of course, but you can't adjust Levi Colwill's position anyways. Either you change him or maybe I think he's going to be at his best. But you see Enzo Fernandez, it's either you adjust his position. But the issue with Enzo Fernandez is this. Enzo Fernandez's problem at Chelsea is Moses Caicedo.
Okay.
It's Moses Caicedo because the truth about the matter is that when you are playing a game, it's either the two of them features or one features. And it's very complicated or hard as a coach to want to keep one of them back because these are players that you signed for over £100 million plus. And the club will require you must use them. You must use them. Normally, we all know that it doesn't work. And so, like I said, in fact, I have established it that as long as they play together, I don't think that they will form a very good partnership. You understand?
Enzo and Lavia can work.
Enzo and Lavia, we've not seen it.
Lavia can pair with any of them.
We've not. I can't come out and say it that this is it. But I've not seen Enzo and Lavia play, for example. But I can say Lavia and Caicedo
can pair well.
Because
Because if you watch that goal that Kovacic scored,
exactly.
the moment Caicedo did not meet up, it was up to Enzo to bring down Kovacic.
And
Enzo,
the funny thing is that Kovacic is not even a kind of fast-paced player.
Exactly.
So you're supposed to, cover up that ground. That is the problem we're having with Enzo Fernandez. He doesn't know how to cover the ground well. He doesn't know how to track back. He doesn't know how to mark the ball. I just hope he improves on that because as it is now, he's going to be a liability in the squad if he doesn't improve in that particular aspect. Because as a midfielder, there are a lot of things that are involved in the midfield.
apart from
passing, you have to know how to mark. You have your defensive and attacking duties as a midfielder. Even both as a defender and as an attacker, you have those defensive and attacking duties. And so you have to be up and doing. Plus, you are a leader in the squad. Secondly, you signed me for over £100 million plus. So you have a lot to prove to us. There's nothing anybody wants to see. Enzo Fernandez has a lot to prove to us Chelsea fans that he is worth buying or is worth playing.
Yeah, right.
You understand? So for me, Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo can't work, and it's going to be very hard for the coach to drop either one of them because of that price tag. Unless Chelsea wants to say, okay, let's just assume we've wasted money, so let's face the squad, or let's use the squad the way it's supposed to be used. So in that case, I'll say Caicedo and Lavia
should come up in this game.
Then let us have a 10.
Nkunku should play.
A natural 10. Maybe I won't even say, for me, because in the Man City game, I noticed that Kopama was a kind of limited in terms of, but I would say Kopama played more as a right winger last season, and he did well. So I won't judge based on, I know people say he needs a more freer role, that kind of thing. But I believe that if Nkunku and Palmer is playing together, even if Palmer is playing in that right wing,
they can
interswitch. That is they can change at any time. You saw that Man City did that in the last game, where, what's his name? Doku went to the other wing.
Yes.
So there's nothing wrong in interswitching or changing your wing, as long as the two of you know what you're doing and you can play together. So let's have a natural 10, either Nkunku or Palmer.
Then Madueke go to the right.
If Nkunku is starting at the 10, Palmer can start at the right. Then in the second half,
Neto can go at the left.
Yes, Neto is also at the left wing side.
The striking position, Jackson. You can't bring in McGill.
That guy. Jackson is giving me serious headache. Jackson gives me a reason to always want to push for Chelsea to push for a striker. You understand?
Exactly.
They really need to, because at the way this team is, Jackson's a good player. He's good at hold up plays, good at link up plays. But let us not take away the fact that whatever you are playing in football, if you don't finish, if you don't score, you won't win games.
Exactly.
Everything is useless. So that is it. So Jackson doesn't have that. I'll say his finishing is still average for a striker that is playing for Chelsea. So probably we need a good striker that is aggressive in terms of finishing, clinical. Look at Haaland. Come on now. Come on. So maybe Chelsea should sign a striker. Maybe sign Osimhen. That's the only option for us now. Unless we have another striker that is in our head that is better.
Talking about the goalkeeper, will you pick Jan Jorgensen ahead of Sanchez today?
In my own terms, in my own thoughts and observations, I think maybe the only way you will see, or there will be competition. Don't make a particular player your number one. That is where that's one thing I would like to say to Maresca. Now you've seen Sanchez didn't really do so bad in the last game, but I feel like there are some situations whereby he was supposed to show that maturity and character. You understand? But he didn't do that. So the best way to bring this competition is rotate the both goalkeepers. Rotate them. Now there's a lot of games coming up. I believe in today's game, Jorgensen should start.
Okay.
And Jorgensen can start and he also wow you. And in the next Premier League game, you feature Jorgensen. And Sanchez will be at the bench and you'll be thinking, oh my God, this guy is coming to take my place. And then he now sits up. That is the competition you're talking about. Understand? So, for me, start Jorgensen in this game. This game is more or less like a Carabao Cup game, in as much as I will not
I mean the FA
underestimate.
conference.
Yeah, this is a playoff. You
It's a
understand?
playoff,
So they should give the chance, or he should give the chance to Philip Jorgensen.
It's a playoff, and there's a possibility that if we don't win, we might not even go into the main competition.
Well, let's be positive. Let's be confident.
And I like the fact that you said that we should not underestimate them.
Yeah.
That is why I said earlier that are they coming to win us, or they are coming to get a draw?
It's because of the way Chelsea is now. So those clubs are now facing us with this aggressiveness. Let's go out. Let's look for the loopholes. Chelsea is always having loopholes. So let's look for that and attack them and win them. If not, they will sit back and defend. Normally that's how small teams do against big teams. They will say, okay, let us sit back. Let's defend so that they won't attack us and score us. But now they want to come out and play.
It's true. It's true. But your final thought in terms of prediction? Scoreline.
I'll just say probably 3-0.
Okay.
3-0. 3-0 is fair. At least for me, that is what I expect from them.
Okay.
It's not really a prediction, Sha, but what I expect from them, like the least, 3-0. I want to see our players scoring goals.
Okay. What's your thoughts on Enzo Maresca approach towards Sterling and Ben Chilwell?
When I heard about that news, the first thought that came to my head was, why is Chelsea treating players this way? That even if you want to, like, just like I said about Chalobah, for example, even if you want to push a player out, there are protocols to do that. At least you give them that respect because they deserve it. There are players that have served Chelsea in a way.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was even thinking that, before, there is no player that has played for Chelsea. I don't know if there's any other player, but probably you will know. You can drop on the comment section. There is no player that has played for Chelsea and left Chelsea that had a complaint. Because there's one thing about Chelsea fan base. If the fan base like you, they like you to the end. If they don't like you, they don't like you to the end. And for them to not like you means that there's something you have done. We had one thing about Chelsea fan base that, number one, they hardly forgive something.
Yeah,
Look at Lukaku, for example.
No matter how you perform.
The obvious reason why Chelsea fans don't want Lukaku to play is just because of that statement he made the last time he was there. And that is one of the things that has been a hindrance or stoppage for Lukaku to feature in Chelsea, because most fans will not be behind that. You understand? So coming to these players, I felt that Chelsea should have respected them and given them, or tried to talk to them and say. But what I realized at the later end was that Maresca talks to Sterling, and I said, okay, it's a nice approach, and he was being honest with them, which is very compulsory as a coach. You need to be honest with players so that you don't come and be giving them hope and say, okay, don't worry, just hold on, I will feature you. Meanwhile, you don't feature them. Chelsea have a large mass squad. They have a large squad.
According to Sky Sport, they call it the squad game.
The squad.
That's an insult.
Oh God, it's an insult. We are coming for you guys. So for me, it's nice, a nice approach from Enzo Maresca. It's better you are being honest with them. If they are not going to get minutes under your plan, you tell them, and then look for another club to play for. So for me, I don't see anything wrong with that. Although I wanted Sterling to stay and Mudryk to go on the loan. I'm not shy to say it again. Mudryk could have gone on the loan and then Sterling stay and create that attacking depth. Because I always know that there are games where you will need Sterling. The experience of Sterling is something that we cannot underemphasize.
But he's not giving us that experience.
Sometimes he does. Sometimes he can. Let's not forget that
you can't bank on Sterling 100% for that.
That is why I said it's necessary that you have the other players competing with him. Because there are times when it's not every time you start Sterling, definitely. But there are games anybody can have a bad game. Anybody can have a good
Sterling
game.
always have a bad game. Out of 10, Sterling have 8 bad games.
But
out
do you
of
know
10.
that last
I'll give you 2
season,
successful games.
last
Season, Sterling cost us so many games.
so
I named them. The match against Wolves, the match against Bournemouth, countless games that you will see Sterling on the right track to give his partner the ball to do the needful. He will not do it.
Sterling has cost us too, but so is Jackson. So has Jackson cost us too. But why are we not pushing Jackson out?
Jackson is different. Sterling is an English league proven player.
That is what I'm saying. Well, I'm not saying that Sterling is going to give you 100%, but I'm saying his experience is still there. There are times
he's still there, but he's not that useful. He's not active.
Well,
I can't bank on him. I tried to bank on Sterling last season. I just say let me just see what will happen last season. Last season,
But Sterling is should I say our third or fourth highest goal scorer last season? Yes, he scored quite some important goals for us.
Important goals.
You see, one thing about me is that I won't.
I'm not writing
override or write
I'm
off
not
the player.
writing him off entirely, but that coupled with the wages, if you need to even play.
Yes, the wages is another problem
It's
for
another
me, and I
problem.
think that's the
Should go.
reason why Chelsea agreed on him leaving.
Apart from that, Maresca have seen his style of game and said that, Baba, this one will not fit in. See, if you watch Maresca right now, I don't know, but I feel there's this level of authority that the coach have.
Well, of course, that is one thing I was looking forward to. Give the coach the authority he needs over the squad. It will make players to sit up because they know that their future is almost in the hands of that coach. So, and the coach is also watching you too. If you are not performing, they will push you out. You understand? So, for me, I think it's the best approach. It's something that happened with Jose Mourinho. And Chelsea did well when he came to Chelsea. Because the autonomous power was in Jose Mourinho's hands. You misbehave, you don't do well, you're sitting on the bench. If you're not doing the basic or if you don't do what he asks you to do, you won't be featured. It's not one player that is, okay, the club prefers. Whether or not the player is doing well, you must play him, you must play her. And I'm waiting to see that with Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah. All right, guys. I guess that will be all for now. We'll come back later and say one or two things about the transfer window. But for now, Chelsea versus Servette is going to kick off today by 8 p.m. Don't miss it for anything. Definitely, I'm predicting that game 3-0. But in case Sanchez should be at that post, it should be 3-1.
3-1.
Exactly. Thank you. My name is Peters.
And my name is Big Dave. All love.